here we go. Okay. So, this is Rockman EXE1. All chips, so I'll go ahead and let the runner and commentator introduce themselves, and we'll go ahead and get going here.
Yo, hello, I'm B-EXE. I'll be your runner for the next 3 or so hours. And helping me out, it's the one and only Twilight EXE, or you may know him as, how was it, Chaotic? Yeah, right.
Yeah, Chaotic. I know in some of the run because of OSS, but everything after the DLC boss is new to me.
Well,
and I've been here for like 7 hours, so you guys should know me by now.
Yeah. Okay, so whenever you guys want, you can calm me down.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll just start the timer when you hit start, so.
Okay, so 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. There we go. That was a really important strat, by the way. So this is BN1, EXE1. It started all, so it's heavily manipulated, including the tutorial, so I need to do a quick edit right here. There we go. See, the first two fights are set, except the third one. The third one is RNG, so we don't want that, we manipulate it. The usual thing, tutorial. With manip, everything is manip. Every single thing is manip in BN1. So every single extra fight, every single encounter, everything is gonna be manip.
Well, it's just crazy because you're getting all the chips.
Exactly, 175 chips. And for the record, any percent gets 60, so I had to route in 115 more chips. Just so you know. Oh, okay. And in the third fight, you should get either 3 mini bombs or 3 cannons. 3 mini bombs is like 3 seconds slower, but what can you do? It's because of parity issues. Do we have to explain parity issues, or? I guess this is the first manip run of the day, right? Of the marathon?
Yeah, because all we had so far was EXE4, Double Team DS, and Star Force 1.
Okay, so, whoops, this is not BN2. Been running BN2 lately, we'll have to talk to Mom in the kitchen. No, done. Okay, so, to manipulate this BN, the game basically, to give you random draws, it creates 2 copies of your folder, and every single frame it swaps 2 chips around in one of the folders. And every other frame you get a chips draw depending on either of the folders. So you basically have 2 folders. And depending on the frame you get folder A or folder B. When on the internet we buffer our movements, so we always gonna get the folder we want. But when we are using audio cues and stuff like that, well, okay. You cannot really know in which frame you learn, because you're aiming for a frame window, and you can get one of the 2 manips we have, which in some cases are a few seconds slower or faster. But yeah. So for the first trip we're gonna manipulate for dash G and make out G, not star. I was gonna say star, not okay. Because of course we're gonna want to use cat shoot, because in BN1 it does 500 damage. Yeah. Wow, I think I messed up. Does it still do 500 damage in OSS?
In OSS it does 400 damage, just like in BN2.
Okay. Reminder, Gachu does work with Gatsman Star.
I'm so mad that we found that out the hard way. At least now we have like 5 hero swords, proto mags, a bunch of star codes, and now we get a chance to use the gut shoot PA.
Yeah. Oof, okay. That was faster than usual. So normally we actually stop the manipulation here, but I need an extra dash G for a chain manipulation. Well, a chain of trading rather, my bad. So we're gonna need to get this ship for good old OSG. Like that guy.
The worst character in any BN.
Yeah, and you're about to see why, because in BN1 it's the worst. Right before Colorman, oh shit. Yep. Not supposed to happen, by the way. But whatever, we'll wing it. Supposedly it's a chain magnet that will let me get to where I want. But whatever. Another encounter? Are you kidding me? Yeah, supposedly I'm normally get to the GMD with no encounters, but this is as low as simply.
So how rare is the fishy virus in here?
It's not that rare. The problem is getting the chip itself, because for rank 9 it's a 3% chance. So I had to go through quite a bit of trial and error. It's like whatever. Because you also don't want a triple fish encounter, which is also kinda common. There we go. So Shockwave, it wasn't in the 80%, it's a really good chip, but we're gonna use here and there. But it's also library completion. So that manipulation is really important because your chances for an encounter are like 50% every 64 steps. And we are at the maximum step counter before a check or something. So we need to really carefully go to the cutscene that resets our step counter. By the way, the gimmick of this dungeon is gain some ice program to, you know, to
melt down the fire.
Exactly. And
would it make more sense to use water?
I mean, Lan just used a water gun on the old man, but you know, whatever. it's okay. Oh yeah, it's really short, really straightforward. And now it's Fireman, which is what Terra shows everyone in an AGDQ. And this is the RNG Manep kids. There we go, that's Fireman. Hard boss. There we go. Go to red, and not much. At first school. So here's a nice talking section, so I'm gonna try to get all the swag as possible. But I'm already messing up, okay. Oops. There we go. See, in BN1, whenever you talk to someone and change direction, it will mess completely with the NPCs, and they'll start looking somewhere else completely, and it's pure swag. I love it. So next folder edit for the whole comps really. We want to get a few quick Ks, simply because they are really good for Gatsman and Numberman. We don't have anything else. Until we fight Gatsman, we don't have Gatshoot, so we are gonna use some Quakes and Cannon, because they are A-coded.
And if I recall, they do 90 damage, which is pretty good against Numberman because he stays in the back row and doesn't move at all.
Yeah. So you'll see that. In fact, they do so much damage, I'm just gonna tank every single hit. And he won't kill me. There's like a scary situation in one of the frames that I'm gonna be with 40 health and it's gonna place a time bomb and the time bomb is gonna reach like 1 or so. But it's never gonna kill me. So there are 2 types of number doors in this comp, which is the gimmick of the dungeon. One with real life answers that you have to go and count the amount of desks in the classroom or the amount of history books in the library. But we know those answers, and there's the completely random doors, which you'll see in a moment, in which you'll have to guess. But we created, well, by we I mean they created a pattern in which you'll never run out of options, so the password will never change. By starting with 43 and moving stuff around, you'll never change the password. You'll do it in less than 5 tries. And yeah, 30. By the way, number doors reset just champ counter, so that's really neat. What a lot of people do is start with 55, and that's just simply wrong. Everything was manip, prof, please, come on. The number door is decided by the amount of frames the console has been on or something, was it?
Yeah, I think I was about that, because I remember Taro talking about that once.
Yeah. So we cannot really manip it, only the TAS. So this should be the 4th quick. Yep.
Yo guys, I'm here now. Very sorry about the delay.
Oh, okay.
That's fine.
Hello, Draco. Thanks for joining us.
No problem. Thanks for having me here. How's the run going so far?
Good. No major mistakes or anything. It's been for like less than 10 minutes, so you're early. Don't worry.
You need to just go and unfreeze Mega Man though. It's important.
Yeah.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna need to get myself something to eat.
Yeah. You deserve it. Come on. There we go. Folder edits. We put some quicks. Now usually you'd want to go quick as fast as possible into Numberman, but I need a time bomb from here, so I manipulated that. The thing is, since I buffer into this, I know where the enemies are gonna go, and I just can snipe the ghost. Really satisfying. Proper.
Yeah, because like it's very nice how, because everything in BN1 just runs off a single RNG layer, even things like the enemy AI, like the movements, can be entirely determined by your actions as well.
Yeah. And that precisely is what allows me to manip the later Navi fights to get like Sharkman chips and stuff. Because since I can see their movements, I know what frame I'm on. Oops. There we go. I'm waiting for an audio cue and visual cue to hit the Numberman manip.
Yeah, like the good thing about this minute is that the runner does have quite a bit of time to actually solve the passcode, since they are waiting for...
Ooh, I was a frame too early. Holy, okay.
Oh,
Yeah, it's okay.
it's not a major thing. But
No, it's just...
getting the good draw on Numberman is absolutely well worth it. Drawing a lot of quakes on Numberman is very fast.
Yeah, well, there's two manipulations, one with crosscuts and one with a lot of quakes. There we go, that should be it, no problem. Yep, well, I got the cross cam again. For the cross-gun draw, I need to fire 10 buster shots. Because that's how the damage. And now we're gonna see the quakes being put to good use. There we go. 2 quakes, 90 damage. Oh, it's exactly precise damage. Oh no, actually the frame window is pretty big. It's just normally I tend to do it a bit too early because I jumped the gun, but the frame window is like 8, I believe it was. It's pretty generous, I was just bad.
Yeah, like with audio windows for manipulations in general, like it's not always about just getting inside the window, but just making sure that you don't go before or after the window, like if you're waiting for a specific audio cue.
Well, I'm normally looking for an audio cue, I mean visual cue rather, but audio cue also works. So I jack into this blackboard. It's a bit faster simply because I have to trade the dash G either way, so I'm not going too far off, and because it's behind a number door normally, so that's really slow. And since I have to maneuver for no encounters, I save like a number door and 2 save and resets for going a bit off the way, so it saves a few seconds. Another thing I'm gonna be doing is picking up a bunch of HP memories for free, because even if they're slow, getting zennys is lower, and the amount of... it costs too much to buy zennys. To buy HP memories in BN1. And we need level 70 to unlock Pharaohman and Base and Shadowman, I believe.
I believe Shadowman just requires a certain number of chips in the library, but Pharaohman is a level requirement, yeah.
Okay. So we need level 70. HP memories are just 1 level. Power-ups are 3 levels, and armors are 6 levels. And we're gonna pick up all armors simply because they give you more levels for the less amount of zennys. There we go. And so do you want to explain movement real quick?
Yeah, sure. Just movement in Battle Network in general is honestly very simplistic. You can see that the maps in all the Battle Network games are locked to this isometric view, and you always have 8-way movement. So you can move in 8 directions. Your movement speed is always completely static, so you can't move faster than the running speed, which you just hold B for. And so a lot of the times if we want optimal movement, then there are certain routes to take based on the isometric view, such as cutting corners when you're already moving horizontally. But for the purpose of manipulations then, depending on how many frames you need to buffer, like if you need to waste a certain number of frames of movement, this can often be achieved by just doing what we call wiggles, by simply changing direction. Since every time you change direction, it costs 1 frame to do so. And since your movement speed is always the same, if you just say change direction 2 times, then that's going to take 2 frames. So this is used in quite a lot of places to set up different manipulations.
Yeah. There's some variation to the wiggle that it's on a ramp. I don't know how speed works on a ramp. I don't know how the physics of ramps work, but if you let go of B on a ramp, it will also kill the same amount of frames as a wiggle. Don't know how that works, but it just does.
Like the slopes in the game are also really weird. Like whenever you're on a slope, I believe the speed is pretty much always set as though you are running, even if you're not holding the B button. And I think in that circumstance, when you're going up or down a slope, I want to say that releasing the B button costs a frame in the same way that wiggling does, but I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, something like that, I guess. Okay. So, also I'm touching the walls, because I'm gonna keep my step counter consistent, so I can keep the manipulations going. Don't know how to explain it better. Because for forced encounters, I can just position myself on a corner, and I know I'll get the same draw every single time, but for every single fight, I need the same RNG index, so I need to keep my step counter the same, so I get the encounter checks every single time with the same RNG. So I need to be touching walls to make sure my step counter is always the same.
Yeah, like essentially, if you just run directly into a wall, like as Dallas did at the very start of the map, even though Mega Man still has the running animation, because he isn't actually moving, the step counter doesn't increment.
To an explorer.
Such as right here, where he's saving. Like, you run straight into the wall, and then the amount of time that you spend running against that wall is irrelevant. It doesn't increment the step counter.
Yep. So now in a minute or so or less, you're gonna be seeing the bread and butter of this run, which is manipulating gut shoot.
Yeah. Seen in BN2 a lot, and also seen in this run a lot. Gut shoot is, for pure damage value, the strongest thing you can use in Battle Network 1. Does a whopping 500 damage in this game, I believe.
Yep. Wow, draw. How lucky. Oh, your boy.
What are the chances?
No, Deus Ex Hero doesn't do that much damage. It's 400 damage to the whole area, but we only really need that much damage for bosses. And when we need AoE damage, no enemy is gonna have more than 300 health, so I'm gonna manipulate the Stoneman chip, which does 300 damage to every single enemy, because I manipulated. So here, it's normally you just don't see even the any percent, but I'm looking for Fireman chips, because they're really good chips. And I can, because I'm gonna need them real quick, you'll see.
Yeah, despite the fact that Fireman does cause a time-stopping animation, just the base damage from the Fireman chips is very high for this point in the game, as a singular chip.
Yep. I also need them for the library, and there's no real convenient time to go for them, so might as well go now, since I have a convenient folder and I need these 3 manipulations and a few others. Wow, that kid raw. Yeah, you're gonna be seeing that a lot. I sure hope I find Fireman again. Oh, what? I did? So whenever a Navi moves, it advances RNG one by how much? 40 or so? It's a lot. So I'm gonna always wait for him to move into a specific position so I can get the chip. There we go. There we go.
Yeah, wow, I wish my RNG was as good as that.
I know, right? Wow, it's so easy. So now that we fixed the Metro line, we're gonna go talk to that, because he has a power-up for Mega Man that he couldn't send by email for some reason. Oh, by the way, I use the good old strat called early Metro ticket that saves, what, a few frames, I believe? In which, since you are closer to the Metro ticket thing that you buy from, if you buy the Metro ticket right after exiting the station, it's gonna be a bit faster than buying the Metro ticket when you need to. Only slightly.
The only problem, of course, is remembering which tickets you've already bought so that you don't then accidentally go and try and buy another ticket.
Yeah. But it's muscle memory for me at this point. So it's either you do or you don't. You know. So that's not here. He never is. So we're just gonna get his Twitter handle and talk to his Mr. Prog.
Yeah, just get at that.
This is gonna be really important later on, but for now it's just something we borrow. There we go. So normally after exiting the elevator you wanna run straight down so you don't waste turn frames, and PS vertical movement is faster, but that one scientist guy is in the middle, so you can't. There's only one point in the run where he isn't there, which will be later on. So now that sends us an email with the power-up he couldn't send by email earlier. Interesting. And we're gonna read that. And we're gonna pick a mails link from here, simply because it's slightly faster than grabbing the BND.
Yeah, like as Dallas mentioned earlier with the turn frames throughout the entire game, optimizing movement is effectively, you can reduce it down to a case of wherever possible, the runner is going to get away with not needing to turn if they're already running vertically or diagonally, and if they're running horizontally, then they want to change direction as soon as possible when they round a corner, if they need to.
And you may
as
think
they just did to exit the classroom there.
You may think this is really dumb, but in any percent, if you want to optimize the records, it's only gonna be a leap by seconds, and every single frame matters.
Yeah, essentially. And it's purely just because of how the game handles movement speed based on the isometric view. Like to move, like say in a leftwards direction towards a diagonal loading zone, if you just hold straight left instead of cutting to like diagonally up left, it's essentially going to take twice as many frames to reach that loading zone. So if you're following a path that happens to be quite long and you're doing it as many times as you are across the run, that does add up to quite a bit of time across an entire run.
So now we're gonna borrow that ID. It's okay, we'll give it back eventually. So we're investigating whatever happened to ACDC's, well, the entire city really, water. So we are sneaking into Waterworks, and we're gonna talk to him. We're gonna have a really secret conversation with Mr. Freud, was it? Yeah. He's gonna tell us everything is
We're just able to get into a government facility like this.
Yeah, we're just kids. So I'm gonna jack in real quick here because I need an important tip for the run, which is try Spear G. Since Gatchut is G-coded, sometimes we need some extra damage, and it just so happens that Spear is a really fast chip that deals 150 damage that is also G-code. So
yeah, the G-code is incredibly overpowered in this game, honestly.
Will anyone run OSS any percent? Twilight is right there. We'll come back with some pizza in a moment. C-code is also decent in this run, simply because Quake 3, Quake 2 and Sunny Wave or Dyna Wave use C-coded. So I'm grabbing Trice PRC as well, but it's mostly for 1 or 2 manips.
It's very nice, like where that tri-arrow manip as well shows that it is possible for naturally exiting a map through the actual network exit can be faster than just jacking out. Like if you're close enough, then it is faster than doing the text and menuing for jacking out.
Yeah, it's only... I barely use it like twice in the entire run, because normally I'm not that close, but it's really neat. when I can. There we go. So now we're gonna jack in, but there's a cutscene, so I'm gonna be holding start. And then we're gonna jack in either way. They started telling us, hey kid, go home. We just ignore it. Okay, so waterworks come. Do you know how the handles reset the step counter, Draco?
I beg your pardon?
And how the water handles reset your step counter?
I believe if it's anything like what I know in BN3, it's probably, I assume, just going to be a case of when you start the cutscene, it just resets your step counter.
Yep, so whenever I use a water handle, it resets my step counter. So believe it or not, this area only has 2 encounters. In any person it only has 1, and in all chips it only has 2 encounters, because we can reset our step counter so much. Actually, my bad, 3.
I assume that it's the same thing when you're sliding across the ice, that your step counter doesn't progress while you're sliding.
Nope, not at all. So this is load chart, the good old cutscene.
God, yeah.
So the gimmick of this dungeon is there are ice pods and with ice puzzles and stuff. And there's, if you turn on the water that goes through ice and then turn it off, the ice will be gone for some reason.
Because water is warmer than ice, by definition.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm about to do a bit of a controversial thing. I'm gonna go pick up a BMD that's a bit out of the way. Excuse me. And it has Cold Punch B. And you may ask, why are you picking up Cold Punch B here if you can pick it from a GMD? I tested it. And picking up a GMD with Cold Punch is only faster if you get in like the first 2 or 3 turns. And if you don't mess up the manip. Otherwise, it's really hard. There's a really hard manip for the GMD, so you don't get encounters. And how many tries it gets, it can get out of hand. You'll see, because the fastest way to get zennys in BN1 is by GMDs. So you'll see how slow that can be. So this is just more consistent. And the same goes for the burst fight. Because in all chips, we are actually gonna see the burst. You're gonna like this, by the way, if you haven't seen it. Oh, I forgot to do something. That's bad. That's really bad. I forgot to do chiptrader. Interesting. Well, I can do it later. It's no problem. It's just I'm not sure. I won't be able to much.
It's weird that, like, theoretically speaking, putting off using the chiptrader for as long as possible is theoretically better. Because the way that the chiptrader actually works in this game is that it has a specific chance to give you basically like any random chip, but it's not the same chance for every chip. Essentially, you have a higher chance to get a chip that you don't already have in your library than chips that you do have in your library. So if you only have like a couple more chips to collect, you actually have a relatively high chance to get them from the chiptrader, even without necessarily manipulating it.
Yeah, theoretically speaking, it works like that, but it shouldn't be a problem because the frames for the chips that are on the chiptrader list should be still the same until you defeat base. Also, it's more like, okay, so there are 2 lists the chiptrader has. One is your library, and the other it's its own list. And its list can have a bunch of really weird chips like Muramasa or some stuff. And the cheaper one, which is Buster Guard. And there's a 25% chance, so 25% of the frames are gonna be from that list. and there's a 75% chance for you to get anything from your library. So 75% of the frames are gonna change the more chips you get. That's, I'm pretty sure how it works. So I should still be able to get the same chip, no problem, as far as I tested. BN1 is how I describe it. Yeah, not really. But yeah.
So basically, so what you're saying is, like, regardless of the library status, the same planned manipulation should still work in theory.
Yep. Until I defeat base, because after you defeat base, Life 4 gets added to the chiptrader list. That it's unique. So those frames might change. By the way, I didn't do chiptrader then because I need an audio cue. The audio cue cannot be with panic music.
But of course, for the purpose of the run, base is always the last thing that you're going to do, since you need the other chips in the library before you can even encounter base.
Yeah. A funny thing, this used to be like a base percent run, but it got to the point that, okay, we have 174 chips, may as well just manip for the last one, you know? So getting hit by the cloud there advances RNG by 1. Yeah, I know it's not, prof. The manip should be fine. The problem is hitting the frame perfect audio cue. So let's see how that takes. How long that takes. Also, normally I edit my folder, so my backpack has specific chips I really don't want, so I put them in the trader. But right now I'm pretty sure I have a chip or two, like Speedrun or so, that I want in my folder. So I'm gonna be slower about it. But it's okay because the RNG freezes on the menu while choosing the chips you want to put in. So at that point in time, the chiptrader has already decided what it wants to give you. So the kid we rescued, which we really don't want to rescue, is it's OSG, and after we rescue him, he's gonna get in front of the metro station. But we needed to rescue him because he gave us that cyber handle we just used. Oops. So we can progress with this story.
And how's the run going?
Okay. Okay, my bad. I missed chiptrader, so I'm gonna do it after this. There we go.
It's worth noting as well that, like, with all the chiptrader talk, BN1, I believe, is the only game that really makes any extensive use of the chip traders of any of the current games, and it's only really possible to do it easily on BN1 because it's the only game of the series where the use of a chip trader doesn't actually force a save of the game.
Yep.
So if you don't get what you need from the BN1 chip trader, like if you fail the manipulation, you can just reload the save, and your save still is before you've used the chip trader.
Exactly. Oh, by the way, we only use it for one chip because it's the most stupid chip to ever get in a BN game. Because you need to trade 30 Medguards A for Buster Guard K, and that farming those, let's say you get 4 a minute, being really generous, it's still gonna take you like 8 minutes considering you have to trade the thing. So even if it takes like 5 minutes for you to hit a frame perfect audio cue, it's still gonna be faster than doing the whole intentional thing. By the way, you missed Toy Robo already? It was this morning with Aerothor. So, good thing you did.
It was a pretty good run. I went from Toy Robo. Thanks, roommate. I went from Toy Robo straight to Duo.
Missing Toy Robo is a blessing. There you go. So guess how much health Iceman has?
Does it make using gut shoot tempting?
Yes.
Isn't it 600 or 500?
500. So he's,
Okay, I was close.
so he's
Like I
just
said,
gonna
makes-
blow up.
Makes using gut shoot tempting. Alright, let's see the big boy strats.
I wanna use the swag strats.
Rubbish.
So you can mash A as fast as possible, or you can move up and press A. Moving up loses you like 5 frames. But you get to see Iceman moving and it's funnier, in my opinion.
Those frames can make all the difference, man.
No, don't worry. In actual attempts, I mash A as fast as possible.
Do you know exactly what the frame window is for hitting that?
Yeah, it's like 4 or so, 3. It's not a big frame window, but if you mash, you should be okay. I'm not entirely sure. But mashing, sometimes I missed it. So I'm gonna do chiptrader now, so I'm gonna need silence to hit the L key. So I really don't know what to put in. So anything after C and G, yes. Okay. Oof. See, I don't recognize what chip trader is giving me because I have more chips in my library. Whoops.
I mean, leaf shield's an interesting drop.
Normally it gives me like time bombs and panel outs and stuff, but it's giving me twice peers, so I don't recognize it. So I don't know how many frames I'm off. That may have been too late. This strat is RTA viable, by the way, as I said. But it's still really dumb. That was not it. Holy crap. Keep getting longsword though. Perhaps too early. This strat sucks. May have been too late. It hasn't been gone this bad in a while, holy crap.
You got this, man. I believe in you.
No! There we go! Finally!
Nice.
Yes, that shot sucks. It's still faster than farming 30 Bastard Guards A, by the way. And here's the worst OSG possible. There we go. So, for that, we had to enter the metro station and see that mail wasn't there, then exit the metro station and skip a cutscene. And from now on, and the rest of the run, there's gonna be an OSG waiting for us in front of this station. Perfect. So we can bump and grind to our heart's content. So yeah, it's a frame perfect button press with a decent audio cue. It's not super great or anything, but it works. How many tries did it take in PB? Like less than 10? We need to read this email, so we can skip a cutscene later on. And we get roll B2, by the way. And Skullman, a hard boss. There you go. That's why Tries PRG is so good. We need to beat Skullman now because we need Link, but we're gonna beat the crap out of him for all of 3 of his ships later on. So we had to read that email to skip this cutscene because Mail is not here. So suddenly World 3 is doing something else when we gotta stop them. So traffic light comes. The gimmick is after whenever you go through one of those orbs, the path is gonna change depending on it's either gonna be red or blue, and whenever you go through the orbs, the path is gonna change. This fight, by the way, it's frame perfect, but you can buffer into it. So a single move and throwing a Quake 3 buffered properly is a 206 fight, and we need to do that precisely in that fight because otherwise we go and get heatergy. Because whenever those bubbles explode, it's gonna advance RNG a bunch. The same thing when you use heater or bubbler, it's gonna advance RNG quite a bit.
Yeah, simply because of all the particle effects that it causes to play.
Yeah. On how many, so if it explodes in the middle, it's gonna be different than if it explodes in the side. It's less particle effects are gonna appear. So, whoops. So now we are gonna tell all of these people that they're being scammed. One of these doesn't even have a car.
Yeah.
But there's still one.
She doesn't even drive, I don't think.
Yeah. World 3.
She doesn't even have a license either.
Yeah. Because World 3 is selling what? Like some kind of new program for the cars not to crash?
I think it's something along those lines.
Yeah.
She's just there like, I'll take double, I'll pay triple. Ma'am, calm down. Alright, I don't have a driver's license.
So now I'm gonna get really good chip, which is Red Wave. And I believe you only can get from rank 9, 10 and S. 9 being 3%, 10 being 25%, and S being a 50-50. And we get normal weight for liability sake. We're gonna need another escape band, so we grab it here. And now we just want it for no encounters. This is a really weird cutscene because you can only skip it after some text and not earlier for some reason. So you just have to mash while holding start and hope for the best. There we go. And I'm giving money 50 means 100. No, even the 3 means 100. I did the money up like that earlier. So we need another Quake 2 C code so we can pair it up with Quake 3. Really good chips as well. Oh right, my bad. I didn't kill a single frame, so I got an encounter. So I'm supposed to start running up left and then switch to left, so I can kill a single turn frame. I don't have any notes open, I have all this memorized. I'm only gonna need notes for the Navi fight, because I need to memorize every single frame of those fights, and I forgot that. But yeah, I have the entire route and every single movement and wiggle memorized.
Honestly, I would say considering how little downtime this run has, which this is something I like often bring up in the context of BN1, how there is like never a room to really take a break in the run because of how quick the soft resets are. I don't really think running with notes for this run would necessarily even be very practical because you're constantly progressing so fast that you really just don't have any time to divert your attention.
Yeah, perhaps in folder edits. I have a list of inputs, but I have every single folder edit memorized as well. Although in all tips there's a breather, which is the credits, because we cannot skip them. I tried resetting and doing a bunch of shenanigans, but I cannot skip the credits. So I just take a quick bathroom break. So more C codes. The zenny route is actually perfect in this game. It's gonna be off by 200 zennys extra. Because I messed up on my app to get no encounter, so I thought a quick one. So I need to pick every single GMD with a 1000 and stuff. It's all intentional. Why do I need to see the credits at all? Because I won't be able to do a bunch of stuff if I don't beat life bars. I believe I cannot fight base and Pharamine if I don't beat. I also need to beat Magic Man, so Magic Man B3 or B2 appears. And after beating Magic Man, I need to finish the game so it considers like I beat Magic Man. So yeah, it's not written. Until the end of the credits, there's nothing I can do. By the way, quick thing I'm doing here and there on this run. It's in any other game, if you hold B and press L, the text is gonna appear slowly unless you let go of B and press B again, if I remember correctly. But in BN1, if you're holding B and press L, the text is gonna advance quickly regardless, and it's gonna wait the same amount of frames every single time, so I use that to manip sometimes. So this is trophy like comp 4 or 5, and there's a weird glitch here, because we are trying to save everyone. Wow, okay. If you try to jack out, it will tell you that you cannot jack out. So instead, it will reset your step counter, but only in this area. So I press R here and there to just reset my step counter. I'm going through this area encounterless. That's my bad, because I ran through a 9% encounter check. I got greedy there, but it's okay.
Which is really good because it kept at an OSS also.
Yeah, for some reason it's still there.
Didn't even bother fixing anything in that game.
Nope. The life
Ace
bars,
is still there, the life virus, you can still skip it.
the bears as well, right? Yeah.
I don't remember actually.
Yeah.
There's probably a way to do it, but I'm not too technical savvy to do all that.
Yeah. You can also like check the Elekman, but no, I don't know. The Elekman glitch, which I'll explain later.
I mean the one where the text pops up and doesn't that like reset your step count or something?
Yeah, something else. I need that on YouTube, by the way.
Wait, my bad. They fixed the Elec scenario, so you have infinite battery.
Yeah, no, but there's an Elekman glitch that if you soft reset and you go to the custom tree, your complete step counter will be reset. So I got it. I got them on it first try. That's nice. Since there's panic music, the audio cue is harder. Oh, I botched, didn't I? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yep. Oh my god, that's funny. If I don't do it fast enough, it'll move. It's really annoying. I'm just gonna wait, please. Like, come on, man. There's a way to do the fast kill like I tried earlier, but I really don't remember. I used to do it a lot when playing any percent. Although the any percent world record doesn't have it and loses like 5 seconds to it, which sucks. But you know. So we're gonna borrow some money from Jai, and then we're gonna jack into her phone and steal even more.
We're good friends.
Oh, thanks for the birthday present. Here's 10k zenny.
And the person
Just walk behind, steal 1,000.
yeah. And the person was probably something that cost like 600 zennys or less. Wow.
I mean, if I recall correctly, I think the thing you gave her was like, I think it was an antique or a fan? One or the other?
An antique, yeah, or something. And in BN she does the same thing for a really cheap souvenir. So now Daddy got invited to a party or some stuff? There's gonna be like a party at Scilab. So we invited Mom. But she's gonna take a while, so we're gonna go on ahead. And we're gonna talk to this guy that tells us something about how the power plant works. And then we're gonna talk to Chad for reasons. I don't really remember. So now it's talking section time, yay! This is like an expo of recycled PTs, if I remember correctly. I know I'm jacking into one, but that's about it.
Yeah, these are like trying to be like. I think the whole point of this part is to show off, like, oh hey, we can make this stuff eco-friendly, and then it turns out, oh hey, evil stuff.
Yep. And Chad is just here like, enjoy the party while you can. Edgy. Okay.
He knew.
Yeah. So we are gonna go down this thing? What was it? I forgot, like, they burn trash down below, but it's every light is off. There's nothing. So we can just jump. I mean, Len can survive jumping from a 3rd floor in a hospital, so this is nothing. Anyway, time for best comps.
Yeah, the puzzles in this comp are a little unfriendly if you don't really know what you're doing. Especially if you're a young child playing these games and you don't necessarily know what adjacent means.
If you were a young child who had a DS, and for some reason knows Japanese, you have unlimited battery in OSS, and all the patterns are the map. Fuck, I don't know how to. The word's escaping me. Everything's lit up, so you know where you're going. I don't know why I had trouble saying that. And then on top of that, you have a bottom screen that has the map displayed, so like, there's no excuse now for you to get lost.
Yeah.
Honestly, like, the puzzles themselves are only part of the problem in this comp, really, because like the puzzles are awkward and kind of dumb to solve, yes. But the big problem with the power plant comps is just the virus fights themselves. Being that this is like the only Battle Network game where you can't just escape from fights using the L button, you'll have noticed that you can only escape from the fights if you actually draw the escape chip. There are going to be a lot of situations where you can't quickly get out of a fight, and some of the viruses in these comps are ridiculously strong.
Yeah, specifically the evil Mr. Prots that not only area grab you, but they also electrocute you, that do, like, I believe around, I want to say 100 around their damage.
Yeah, and when they give you with this paralyzed status or something, that whenever you move, you take 10 damage. So it's...
Alright, that was before the status was made.
Yeah, it's not fun, trust me. The problem is with these puzzle batteries, to keep the step counters consistent, we're gonna do a lot of hard turns, which normally implies that you have to pause buffer, but I don't do that. So you're gonna see me run upright and then switch to down right immediately, but I'm gonna need to pause buffer some stuff.
And honestly, even whilst manipulating throughout these networks, even knowing exactly what you're supposed to do, the movement for quite a lot of these comps is not trivial at all, because we did mention before about the use of running against walls to get into consistent positions without incrementing the step counter. Doing that on the battery bases is not as easy as it looks, because the hitboxes for them don't really conform to how they're actually drawn in game. Like, the hitboxes are more like octagonal shaped rather than the rectangles that they look like, so it's very easy to inadvertently run against a sloped part of it and just slide straight off it.
Yeah, in fact I had to do a safety save, because sometimes you can just slide past them. You'll see that once more, but I don't think I'll slide. If I slide, you'll know. Hope I don't. So I'm gonna be using a bunch of these fights as corners, because to keep the step counters consistent, sometimes it's just impossible because of how the movement or the position of the Mr. Progs. So we get an intentional encounter, so we can buffer our movement out of the encounter, and we call that a corner. There we go. So this comp is like, this split itself is like 14 minutes long, or 16 or so after all chips. And like 12 minutes of those is just these comps manipulated with really precise movement. When learning this for the first time, it's quite daunting. Oh, by the way, you've seen it already a bit, but you're gonna keep seeing how powerful Red Wave is to get multi-kills, because it's just such a good chip this early on. As well as abusing Quake 3. It's like Escape is the default chip. Yeah.
So there's a ring zap, so that's the start of the aforementioned evil Mr. Prog viruses, but
yeah.
That's the weakest one. Like, there's 3 different variants and they do get scarily strong.
The weakest one has 150 health. Jeez. But yeah, these manipulations are gonna make them seem really easy, because you won't get to see them attack or area grab or anything. So you'll think they're a joke, but normally you wouldn't get these really strong chips and you get something else, and yeah. But this is area 3 and it lasts like 5 minutes by itself or more. Which is as long as any other comp I've been through. And by comp I mean complete dungeon. I didn't need to save and reset there, my bad.
And this is just yet another problem with this network in general, that in order to get the battery packs, you can see that there are periodic Mr. Progs that you need to talk to, and quite a lot of them throughout the network are the evil Mr. Progs, like they're fakes. So if you don't know what you're doing, then you're just going to trigger more encounters.
Yep.
It's awful.
Oh, by the way, the only good thing about this comp, it's like the developers saw the problem, so they decided to give you encounter checks after like 900 steps or so. So it's quite generous, but still, since you're gonna be going back and forth, checking a lot of the puzzles and doing the batteries a lot, it still doesn't excuse. You're gonna get a shit ton of encounters regardless.
Yeah, especially since if you don't already know the solutions for where the batteries go off by heart, you can see like currently there is like an energy meter above the batteries. You only get limited uses of the batteries before they run out of energy, and if they do, then you need to take them back to the Mr. Brog who gave you them so that they can get recharged.
By timing Red Wave properly, you can get a double hit there, and it's really, really cool.
Yeah, it's nice how, in general, with the Battle Network games, the viruses don't get iframes in the same way that bosses do, so if you have attacks that hit multiple panels, it is possible to get multiple hits with the same attack.
There we go. I messed up in my movement there. It's fine. Safety safe here. Because I can just slide past that, as we explained earlier. This encounter, as well as many others, is another corner, as I explained earlier. It's just... But I'm almost out of here, I'm just need to do the last puzzle. Okay. I don't need to pause buffer there, but okay, and I'm out. I should have plenty of steps remaining to just leave the area. I tried.
Yeah, this is the point where I assume your movement's just going to become human-like and more sloppy, since
yeah,
it's just about getting to the end of the map, since the step counter does, I believe, get reset every time you enter a new area of the network.
Exactly.
So as long as you know that you're not going to get an encounter by the end of the map, then you can essentially just move to it however you want.
There you go. Okay, this room, actually this room is really, it's way better compared to the previous room. By the way I'm gonna be using rings up quite a bit in the run, and for those that you don't know, it's 100 damage elect chip that circles around you once, twice, or 3 times, depending on if it's B1, B2, or B3. And it basically appears in front of you as soon as you use it, so most of the times you won't even see what happens. You're just gonna see the enemy take 100 damage. And with that, we are out. So another, oops. So now there are gonna be 3 boss fights. It's Electman by Invincible, and then Electman, and then Pullman. So now I have plenty of steps to just do this puzzle normally and not care about step counter. So now we see that the lights are on and the generator is working. It's just like man is getting all the energy. And it's for that same reason that we cannot defeat him. Well, you can actually do enough damage to him. Someone tried once, but it's still not gonna, you're still not gonna win. There was a video from someone doing 600 damage to Lechman in such a short amount of time. So this is a double manip. So I'm gonna manip for a cheat draw in a Lechman, and then I'm gonna let him move 4 times so I get the same cheat draw on Proman. Well, not the same, but got you. 1, 2, 3, 4. See, there we go. Proman is normally a really easy boss if you have a good charge faster shot. But you know, we're just gonna explode him real quick. Is this world record pace? No. Not at all. Chiptrader killed that. Oh, I had to talk to him, by the way. So now we are in the memos section. We don't really...
Alright, Star Force scenario.
Oh yeah. Star Force scenario. Not gonna happen. You're gonna show that off later for us, aren't you?
Yep. Someone save me.
It's only 13 minutes of clock, man. And that's such an easy boss fight.
Yeah, it's so easy. I like when the enemy spawns another enemy inside of me and it does worth 300 damage and instantly kills me.
Yeah, right? So I need to talk to that scientist to tell me where Chad is. And now we are gonna do several things. We are gonna get Iceman chips, we are gonna get the World 3 pin code. We are gonna farm for a few trash peers. God damn it, Bash. So for this fight, it's gonna be rings up and get shield, and we're gonna use that 3 times. And I'm gonna manipulate the chip by looking at his movement and stuff like that. And depending on the chip draw I got. Because it can be, there are 2 frames which are odd or even. And depending on where Gachu and Trispier, rings up is placed, I can tell which one. But which frame specifically I can tell only by his movement. Oops. So there's a little thing that happens with Iceman and with these fights that you're gonna see, that depending on how long it takes the fight to load, the audio cue needs to be placed a bit earlier or a bit later. Since the Iceman fight takes so little to load, it's really easy for me to do the audio cue like too early when I'm actually hitting the right frame. But the number 1 fight takes forever for it to load, so I had to do the audio cue way too early.
Of course, in the fight, Dallas was deliberately taking damage boosts to lower the busting rank to get V2.
Yeah, it's also a way to advance RNG. There we go.
Oh, nice.
Nice. I got really good frame. There are some frames lower than that. Now to make the next 3 or 4 fights consistent, I'm gonna need to farm for 5 trash peers. It's dumb, but I need these trash peers. But luckily I found a really easy setup and a really fast fight. Because with your step counter at 0, you can just soft reset after every single fight, and you just change direction 5 times, which kills 5 frames. This should be the 3rd one, right? Yeah.
Yes, this is the 3rd one.
Do I have 4 or 5 now? 5? 4? 4, yes. Okay. Apparently I don't know how to count. I wasn't really counting. So from here, I'm a bit farther away than I'd like from the portal thing that you enter whenever you can, but it's still slightly faster than going through the text. So I'm gonna do that. So now we need an extra heater, just one. And it so happens that this vending machine, if we talk to this guy, a bad guy appears, and that fight is really fast and it gives us 2000 zennys, so it's just convenient. Although we're not gonna talk to the guy again because we don't really want to. So that's heater.
Again in G-code because the G-code didn't have enough good chips yet.
So for that manip I just soft reset, press A and hold B. The frame window is pretty big, since we have so many trash peers and heaters. And those 2000 zennys are faster than going off the way for a GMD. Talking to the guy gives us a Reaper G, but since we already have Reaper 8 from the trade quest, we don't really need it, and it's just wasting time. So the trade quest so far has been trading Dash G for a Reaper H. Then the Reaper H we traded it for a Hammer M, right before picking up the Wall 3P code. And we cannot skip this cutscene, so I just have to mash through text. There we go. So now we get to bid Schoolman, but first I can only get candle 3 from this base, and I can only get candle 1 from her mirror. So I have to jack in now. There's no better time. I could jack in earlier when I was grabbing Quake 3, but my folder was so weak at that point that it's just not worth it. So no, that's bad. So even if it's kinda out of the way, there's nothing else I can do. Unless I really wanna get shoot a candle 3 guy and change my folder. It's not worth it, so just do it now. Candle 1, perhaps I could have picked it up earlier, but I have a good folder now, so might as well. To pick up also Drain 1, because why not? I can. It's easy. I can pick up Drain 1 somewhere else, and it could probably be faster, but I didn't find a good maneuver for it. So I thought that may as well just pick it up here. Oh, okay. Okay, so we picked up fights for Spear, so we have a big frame window for maneuvers like this. So I'm gonna always, every single time I hit the frame window, draw 2 Spears and get shoot. And I'm gonna be using that thrust until Proton Run, because I cannot just try Spears on Proton Run. By the way, we already have 60 chips, so technically I could finish an 80% run already, and still beat some no manip times, by the way, even if I've been going out of my way for a bunch of stuff. Was this a frame? Odd frame or even frame? I don't know, I'm just gonna go for it. If I get zennys, it doesn't matter because I can skip GMDs later on. Okay, now I got BT, cool. Even, okay. That means a buster shot. I say, yeah. Perfect! Nice, I got the frame I wanted.
Nice.
There are 4 frames like this. 2 odd, 2 even, and there are like 6 frames that are a bit slower. But there we go, that's Schoolman B1, 2 and 3. And now it's time to get the Higgsby memo and beat... So, okay, so see the problem with OSG? I need to wait at least 2 frames of movement, 2 frames of turn frames, and God knows how many frames of movement to avoid OSG.
Yeah, OSG is basically the worst thing in this game.
That works. I don't really care because I got frame a bit too early, because I need to do the number man a bit early because it takes so long for this fight to load. But since it's B2, my reward is guaranteed, so I don't really care. Even if the fight ends up being a bit slower, it's faster than resetting.
Dynawave being a surprisingly useful chip, honestly, because it's quite powerful in this game, really.
It's really, really good. Actually, that frame works, but whatever. I keep getting out frames, I don't like that. It's better to do numberman with even frames, but I'll take it. So I just got shoot first, so the balls doesn't get in the way or stuff. And seeing his attacks, I can more or less tell the RNG I'm in. Oh god.
That really sucks as well, how like the first hits of the tri-spear just causes flinch. That sucks.
No, everything causes flinch. Like, I'm pretty sure even a shotgun causes flinch in that guy. Shit.
Yeah, Numberman just sucks in general.
Whoops. It's... yeah.
Like, you don't see Magic Man flinching or anything. Damn.
Actually, Magic Man doesn't flinch, and I'm gonna abuse the heck out of that later on. I'm pretty sure you've seen it. If not on a run on memes or something. But my strats for for Magic Man B2 and B3 are pretty good. By the way, even if I tank hits here, I'm still gonna get B3. Because it's rank 10. Numberman is really generous. Almost all of his frames work, and I don't need to unnecessarily advance RNG or anything. So it was really pleasant manipulating Numberman. Nice, that's nice. See if we can make that happen. So now that we have the wall free pin code, I'm gonna be opening a bunch of doors for free power-ups and HPs. And we need to open the internet with Higgsby's memo. For free, exactly, yes. We're just gonna steal it from criminals. Is that... I don't know. Why are those World 3 doors there? That, like, did the World 3 just lock in power-ups? Did they steal them and they're keeping it there, or what?
I mean, if it's a battleship, you would think you would want to keep it.
Yeah, right?
I'm guessing they didn't have like a blank battleship and they decided, okay, I'll lock it behind this door until I do.
Makes sense. Kinda forgot the manipulation for here, but it's area 1, it's whatever. It's just faster to finish the thing. Whenever I get into one of these access points, it's gonna reset my step counter. So, even if I mess up, I can just use that. Of course, when changing area, it also resets the step counter, so I don't need to worry. So there could be or could not be a GMD here. If there's a GMD, it's gonna suck. Okay, there's not. Because if there's a GMD, I need to open it so it's out of the way. So it doesn't mess up with this next manipulation. And that means I stop manipulating and I run through a 15% chance in counter check. I won't be able to completely manipulate, so I'll just have to hope. But there wasn't anything, so I can just use the standard manip. Opening those doors also resets your step counter, as well as talking to them when you don't have the actual key or pin code or whatever. No, Lucky, I told you, if I don't pick up the GMD, it's gonna be on my way for the next manip. Yes, because I bump into it and I cannot do the manip for not exiting the area with no encounters. So this is my favorite chain of manipulations. We get mine 1G, which we actually don't use in the run, sadly. We get Howitzer H, and we get Invis 2J. Howitzer H and Invis 2J are gonna be for trades, and mine 1G is just for library. So I'm gonna hold B through the text because I'm still manipulating. So if I just start mashing, the RNG will completely be offset. And if I do this fight right, I'll finish the chain. There we go. So I'm gonna go here, reset my step counter again, and get into another corner. Also, I have 69 chips. Bash would be proud. Stepping forward is faster, out of the way. And I kill a frame there for the next manipulation. Which, funnily enough, I'd rock that shoot, but that would be too slow. So I'm gonna get an encounter here to create a corner and to get zennys. Okay. That happens sometimes. There we go. So my step counter is consistent because I buffer out of that encounter. Then I get another 5 for, so I can reset my step counter and I don't get an encounter with the next monep, and plus I need the zennys. Right now, if I didn't pick up the 200 extra, I will have 37,000 sharp, which is exactly what I need. I mean, at this point, I'm gonna need even more, but you know. Easy fight. That's why I've been picking up a bunch of really powerful C-coded chips. There we go. That wood tower is C-coded, and I'm gonna use it as well. There we go. Escape. More free stuff. And the internet in BN1 looks so boring. It gets tiring after a while.
Well, at least the internet theme's good.
The internet theme?
I like the background, the music for this for the internet area.
I mean, it's decent. I don't like it because I don't get good audio cues for the GMDs reset whenever I reset for GMDs. I need 2000 from the next 3 GMDs I'm gonna pick up. But there's no good audio cue, so I'm just praying. The chances, I believe, are 1 in 8 or 1 in 16. Pretty sure it was 1 in 16 or something. Sometimes it's better to just get a nullified than to reset like 20 times on a GMD. But whatever. I was looking for 2000 zennys and I got it. Oh no. Oh right. There we go. I forgot to half turn. Let's remove it too. So after this fight, I'm gonna do a forced encounter, so I'm not gonna care about the step counter anymore. But then I will. Okay, I forgot. There we go. So now it's time for Stoneman B2 and B3. Twice. So apparently that should actually give Stoneman iframes, so it's always the last thing I'm gonna use. Yes, well, what wouldn't give... Actually there are a few bosses that Gatshoot doesn't give iframes to. Yep, it's time to get Gog Gog. One of the best ships in the game, believe it or not. Actually, it's really hard to get B2 from Stoneman simply because it's such an easy fight and it's so short. So I just wait for like 15 seconds and get hit 3 times. You may think it's a bit much, but trust me when I say it's not. And now, funnily enough, I found a setup that has the same step counter as before, so I can do the same manip twice in a row. There we go, that's Stoneman. You won't be seeing him again. Well, actually, you'll be seeing him a lot. But on our side this time. BN1 bosses have iframes, it's just... Trash PR doesn't trigger it in many of the bosses. It's just Numberman and I believe Fireman as well. But for the rest, no. There we go, give her with the hot tips and info. $1,000 now. So we are just gonna steal this guy's money in front of him. And now, as I said, perfect sending route except that small extra fight I had to do that gave me 200 zennys. So now it's time for memos. So now that we actually access the internet, the undernet, excuse me, we need to access even deeper. So we need to find X. Okay, I forgot to do something. But it's okay, I can do it later, it's no big deal. So we need to get more memos from others. From other Wall 3 members. And Higsby gives us the first clue to where they are. So he tells us one used to work at Xylab. And it just so happens it's the guy the farthest away from the metro station.
And it's great because after that, this guy sends you on another hunt to find 2 more World 3 members.
Yeah. We need to look
Yeah.
for a summer school teacher. What was the clue? I don't
I
remember.
think he said. I know he just said old man for Pa. I think for Miss Yuri, he said something along the lines of like a young beauty, or something like cheesy.
Okay.
Yeah, there's quite a lot of overworld movement in this section of the game. So at least there's no virus encounters in the real world.
Oh, that would be horrible. That'd be a Star Force. At least a Star Force 2. So, to get her memo, we need 60 chips. That is horrible in any percent. Non-money, that is.
Yeah, this section of the game essentially serves as the game checking that you've made enough relative progress, I guess, to be able to handle the end game, because Yuri, like Della said, won't give you her memo unless you have a certain portion of the library filled out, and then the old man won't give you his memo unless Mega Man is a specific level.
Yeah, for the old man we need levels 30.
Yes.
So I have 45, but that's because I need 70, so I have way more. So this used to be the backup strat in Manep, in case you miss one. But this is actually an important extra chip with it, and we're gonna change that into another fight. For Dynamite, we can actually just use Fireman and get a really, like Dynamite something, some real backcode. But I'm gonna actually lower the rank by 2 so I can get G-code yet again. There we go.
It's kind of interesting that the game seems to classify the dynamite viruses as wood viruses, since the chip they give you is like non-element.
Yeah. Yeah. So I forgot to do something real quick, but I'm gonna do it now. Supposedly, I normally fight Gatsman before the memo section, so I can, since I'm gonna save and quit, I open the menu and I equip my power-ups and I read the email then. But I forgot to do it, so I can do it now, it's no big deal. Too soon? Oh, gotcha. So to get Guts Punch I need rank 7, so I'm gonna get hit like 4 times. Getting this chip sucks. Where are you gonna go? There you go. So the manipulations for Gutsman suck because many of the frames he has really similar movement and it will give you completely different stuff. So what I do is just I go for the easy 4-frame consistent window. Which is a bit earlier than usual and sometimes you mess up. But it's way better because my notes for getting B2, B3 and Guts Punch from the usual frame window is just horrible. There we go. So I just do the manipulation earlier intentionally and I get way easier frames. Sometimes it doesn't work, but whatever. That means if I get zennys, that means that I could potentially skip a GMD, so I'm gonna take it. So, soft resetting, it's because it's BN1 EXC. Soft resetting takes like 2 seconds. You can go see Prison's run, and you'll see he soft resets as fast as me. Way too early. Too late, perhaps? Yes.
Yeah, like the operation required to write the save file really doesn't take very long. It's the same with a lot of games really that like say like in the early Pokemon games, even though it says like saving, don't turn off the game, if you turn off the game after that message, it generally means that it's already saved the game.
There we go. That's Guts Punch, Gutsman B2 and B3. I talked to the old one already? Yes. So now we're gonna go to the internet to go explore and see if we can find out information of where the World 3 base is located, which is basically where's Wily's castle. Joker, it's not like the other BN games take longer to save, it's that whenever you are gonna save and quit, it tells you, do you wanna overwrite? So it's like an extra text box, but it saves as fast. As far as I can tell.
I think, yeah, 4.5 takes a little longer to save. Prof, it's not that long, calm down. It's really not that serious. The only one that's that serious is Double Team DS.
What?
Like, in some cases it is Joker, like I say, it probably like depends on the game and how it actually handles the save operation, but it doesn't always really work that way. Like in the BN games it doesn't really say that.
So then we use Scientist Memo, this is Jury Memo, I believe. Right?
I believe so. 'Cause I think the last one, the last memo before you get to Bombman is the Power Memo.
Yeah. Alright, there's no memo in between this area and the next one. I forgot about that. So I'm gonna get this next encounter really quickly, but it's a corner for the Electman manip. And now we use Dynamite. And he's just conveniently moving into it.
Yeah, he's trying to help you out.
Yeah, it's a nice guy. He helps me out a lot throughout the run, by the way. So when he has 50 health, since I put all my power-ups in attack, it's faster to just buzzer him down than to use a time stop freeze. Time stop chip. So I had the Gutsman B3 in that same draw. So from now, ooh, I forgot to do the folder edit.
It's Electman again. No.
Yeah, so after you beat Electman B2, for some reason, whenever you save and reset and go to the title screen, your skip tab counter will get reset. So I can just move however I want and position myself wherever I want, and I'll still get the fights. Which is really convenient because I want 2 Electman chips, because we're gonna need them for Sharkman. 1 for every single folder. You know, because I explained parody early, like we have 2 copies of our folder and stuff. So it's 1 Electman chip for each folder. I mean, Electman B3. Electman B2 we need it for library. That means manipulating this fight is also really easy because the chip draw is always the same because the fight is the same every single time. Now, right before we left, we get another encounter. So we can just move past and go to the next area immediately after this. Also, the Traspers are really easy to hit this. I know where he's gonna move. By the way, for how long have I been running? Do you guys know?
Yeah, can we get a time update if possible, please?
155, okay. Slower than I like, but whatever. I get Lekman B3 twice because of chip parody, and I'm gonna need Lekman B3 on Sharkman. The Sharkman has 900 health, and Gatchut only does 500, so I need 400 somewhere. And it just so happened that Lekman is gonna deal 300 to him. It's also a really solid chip for a bunch of other encounters, because it's a full 150 damage to the entire area. And double to aqua viruses. So it's just a really solid chip.
The Lekman's definitely one of the better Navi chips.
How much time have I lost to PvE? Don't know, 10? It's a disaster. Then again, my PvE is really good, so... So there's 10,000 zennys lying around the internet here. And that's the only time we'll see them for free. Because all the next times I'm gonna pick up 10,000 zennys, it's gonna be from GMDs. And that's gonna take a while because the chances are not high. But I need a lot of zennys. Oh, I forgot to do something. Forgot to press L.
L button strats, man.
There we go. Okay. And this is the boring Bombman fight. The next 3 Bombman fights are gonna be 100% way more entertaining. But you know, for now, this is all we had to go fast. We're gonna get the best chip really soon. So now we have the longest ever conversation with that cannot be skipped. So I'm just trying to march as fast as possible.
That Japanese text helping out a little bit, reducing the number of characters.
Yeah, slightly, but you know, I don't play Japanese for that. Okay. Whoops, nope. See, no, I'm so used to going for a metro ticket that this time is the only one time that it's slower to go for a metro ticket. After going all that way, I'm losing time because of that, but I wanna show it off. I'm not that much of a weeb. I am though. So you're really wrong there, Lucky. You've seen my waifu splits. So now we have to do 3 things here. We have to talk to her to trade Hammer M for Expandal 3S. Talk to this guy so he can tell us where he has heard of a new metro line thing. And then we're gonna investigate where the secret metro station is. But first, we're gonna completely ignore it. And we are just gonna get the best chip ever. We're gonna trade Expandal 3S for, or well, Panel Out 3S rather, for Buster Bomb D, the best BN1 chip.
Is it time?
It's not yet, but I needed to pick it up now. Thanks for changing that, Reiko, by the way. Lucky deserves the blame.
Oh, yeah, you're welcome.
Wasn't there like a Lucky Please command or something?
I believe so.
So now our outdated metro pass that Higgsby had doesn't work, so we're gonna just tell that to hack it for us. There we go. Person shot.
It's kind of weird. So what would happen if Higgsby was still in the World 3 and his card just became outdated? He wouldn't be able to go back and get a new one from Wiley.
I guess. How would that work? I mean, there should be like more members around.
Maybe.
Probably they had like a secret office in Denton to just replace that.
I mean, they have a train station at the school, so I believe it.
So now time for Wily Castle. All our friends are just tied up there. Well, friends, you know, people that just so happen to give us memos. So there's a lot of chips we want from the World 3 comps, so that's exactly what I'm gonna be doing for the next few minutes. So this next fight is a bit slow because I'm gonna use Stoneman, but the thing is I changed Stoneman for a mini bomb C. So the manipulation for this fight used to be Quake 3 and mini bomb C, but you know, Stoneman just so happens to be OP, so Gok.
Wow, that's kind of disgusting.
Yeah. So here's a few more of the reasons why we put power in Buster early. Because we need to Buster him down. So there's a dumb manip that if you kinda time when you turn off the flame, you can just buffer into this corner without having to do a 7 quit. But it's really hard and I barely ever got it a few times. So I'm just gonna do the good old 7 quit after turning off a flame. So yeah, by the way, while this castle, all these comps are gonna just have the gimmicks of all the gauntlets so far. So that's all we're gonna do, except comp 5, because that doesn't have battery puzzles, thank god. It only has invisible parts. By the way, this snake is fire element, so it's gonna take double damage from that. And Snake X3. It's C-coded, but I didn't find any good use for that, so... And Jai has roll 3 for some reason. And again, we can only talk to male if after, you know, after defeating Mike-Man, so I guess it's understandable. There are 175 chips in this game. I'm getting them all with manipulations. So there's a bunch of really... Did anyone see that? I paused and the BMD was still there, what? Okay. So what was I saying? I don't know, but yeah. Gonna get a bunch of stuff in this comp. It's behind number doors, but it's like a lot of zennys which I need. And it's like convenient chips to get. Good things dollars I know Japanese? I know a little, yeah. I know enough to know how the doors work. Nice. Then there are some non-randomized. It's sort of randomized. It depends on the number of frames your console has been turned on for or something. It's, yeah, that a human can do. So we just have this neat little pattern that starts on 43, so we never have to... We never miss so much that the number don't reset, so it's never more than 5 tries, I believe. Why can't a human do that? Well, simply because you have to play the game for the same amount of times and press the A button in front of the door at the same frame. It's just... no.
I think more importantly as well, I believe that the double manipulations are possible because the RNG that determines chip draw doesn't progress during the battles. Like only once you get out of the fight and into the actual cutscene does it start progressing. If it's anything like BN3, and when you do that, you just hold start to buffer it instantly, so you're always going to get the same result. Yeah,
well, the thing is, the RNG keeps going on the battle, but whenever a random thing happens, so I just wait for Electman to move 4 times, and I know I'll still be on the window I want. And worst case scenario, if the parody is messed up, I just fire 1 buster shot, and it's easy.
It's perfectly manipulable though, since it's not a case of the RNG just advancing per frame like it normally would in the overworld.
So, Stoneman being good again. Well. Gok. Exactly.
Like, even knowing that the Stoneman chips are gonna work, it's still anxiety-inducing watching, hoping like, oh, the rocks better land in the right place.
Don't worry, I made sure they always do. Okay, there used to be a really cool map for this fight, but I had to change it because it's faster. Because if you put Time Bomb in front of it and the aura just advances his head onto you, If he attacks and there's a Time Bomb in between you and the arrowhead, he's gonna get hit by the Time Bomb. Funnily enough. So I used to do that simply because that way I will always get the same RNG value, but I found out that way with Tri-Spear, so it's faster. But you know, it's funny. If you see, to get our Fire Aura, I place it at Dynamite, and the aura just ran into it completely. And it took 150 damage. Pretty neat. Jerks, please. The Bob Ross Marathon, of course. What are you doing here?
We could commentate this in Bob Ross style, I suppose.
To be honest, I've never seen Bob Ross.
You're missing out, my friend.
I know. I've seen a bit while Fakir was playing. I know I'm missing.
Alright, we're just gonna get through this little battle here and get a chip drop. There. There's no mistakes with RNG manipulation. Just happy little accidents.
We have to talk to this thing twice for some reason. It's like, oh yeah, look at that thing. Yeah, I don't want to look at it anymore. But hey, look at it. It has a jack-in port. Okay. Well. So this is the last comp.
For this manipulation, you're gonna need a Metguard G, a Dash G, and a Gutsman G. BG straight. It's a good PA. I guess this. I haven't got to it. It's just. Anyway, I'm coming just really close to finishing this. Except not the run. Just, you know, like the first 2 hours or so. I'm pretty sure it's way more, but you know, it should be fine. So normally that fight is horrible casually because that bubble takes a lot of damage and it regenerates in like a second or two. But you know, with manips, you get the perfect draws and you don't care. Oh crap. If he ends up with 151 damage, it's okay. If he ends up with 150 damage, I need to fire up one Buster Shot. I don't know exactly how or why that is, but okay. Oh yeah, the final boss.
Although I'm not sure if I added the DLC or not. I'm gonna have to check real quick.
Alright, get out your $2.99.
I assume that in all chips you can still use the life virus skip, right?
Yep. I don't need it
Excellent.
for anything. Although I can also use the same manipulations for the rocket comps, except 2 frames no longer work, and 2 frames got 100 times better. Okay, I got one of the frame that works, so perfect. Joker, everyone wants to see BCC plays BCC. It has-
Someday we'll return.
Buffering. Rubbish.
I want to be safe. I've always been super safe on the life virus skip. Running into it gives me a heart attack. So impressive get the world record, he's 122.17. Just running for it? Jeez. Gives me a heart
Look.
attack.
Prism's good, alright? Prism's really good.
Yeah, he was really good.
Yeah, skipping the life virus there is possible. It's a trick that basically exploits the way the game handles like entering fixed encounters like that. It's also possible to do on the polar bears in the waterworks, but Dallas didn't do that earlier for reasons that he explained earlier. Basically, that trick was found, I think, during the development of the TAS of this game, actually, by Bag of Magic Food.
So yeah. By the way, now it's credits, we cannot skip them, so you can go take a bathroom break or so. Go stay hydrated or something. Read some donations.
I'm gonna try to explain the details of the life virus skip. I may get it wrong though, so feel free to correct me. I believe that if you enter into the fight trigger and then load the menu on the same frame, by entering the folder menu multiple times, it basically triggers that the fight has started, but you don't really enter the fight. So then once you back out of the folder menu again, it just plays the next cutscene, which is, well, the ending cutscene.
Yeah, I think it's something like that, yeah. Because you have to open the menu once, and then it sees your position. It just assumes you've done whatever event it expected you to do, so it just plays the next cutscene, basically. Yep.
Yeah.
So I should
So
have
the-
109 chips. I have 110 chips. Oh yeah, because I got snake egg.
Ah, yeah.
Okay.
So does this change anything that you would otherwise need to do? I mean, you have a spare chip, but does this significantly change anything?
No, I can just do a fight a second faster. By the way, the zennys you get from the Mikeman fight, which is 5,000, they don't get saved. So that sucks.
How are
Yeah,
you going to make up that zenny?
there's a GMD that I have to go slightly out of my way for those, but geez, it sucks.
How can we ever get 5,000 zenny in a Mega Man game?
Okay, time to defeat Protoman a few times, as well as Woodman and Sharkman. I'm gonna need to do a quite complicated folder edit real quick. There we go. Whoops, what? There's something that shouldn't be here. Okay, there you go. So, Elecman, it's not gonna be only really good for Sharkman, it's also gonna be good for Protoman, because it's the only way we have of attacking him in the back row. So, we can wait for his movement, so the RNG is in a very specific way, so we can get the chip every single time. Otherwise, we can only hit him when he gets into the front. Oh, this sucks.
Now, if only Elecman came in G-code.
Yeah, that'd be pretty neat. I'd say a custom screen. Which is... it'd be quite a bit, actually, because it'd save, like, a custom screen throughout over 10 fights. Oops.
Yeah. And I don't believe that fast gauge is ever like utilized in this game, so
Nah.
each turn waiting for the custom gauge to fill up is a lot longer than it is in, say, BN2 or BN3.
Yep. But, you know, we have to wait to get hit and to do a stuff regardless, and to see where the RNG is positioned, and to, you know, get time to advance the RNG ourselves, so it doesn't really affect it that much. So, interesting. He's not charging yet, so this sucks. He charged, okay. So that should be it, I think, not entirely sure. This frame sucks, like, if he charges on the first 2 attacks, or he never charges. There we go. There's an even slower for that. No, that was the slowest frame, actually. I'm playing on emulator, yes, I can't do anything else, I'm sorry.
That input display in the bottom left is pretty telling, I think.
Yep. The input display also actually kind of helps to see what I'm doing at times with the manipulations.
Mm-hmm. I will always claim that keyboard is the ultimate control scheme for Battle Network ones.
Yeah, I tried playing on a controller, an SNES controller, of all things, but I don't know. It feels better. Yep, B3.
Like they need to hurry up and release the Steam ports of the Battle Network series so that keyboard is finally an official control scheme.
And we can submit to AGDQ. Yes, please.
Exactly.
So now we need to beat Boonman and Sharkman, since we have the matchups with the ACDC's theme audio cue. First we
Actually,
Yep.
wasn't there like an actual keyboard GameCube controller that was released?
Yeah, for Phantasy Star Online, I think.
There is?
Oh wow, there you go. Yeah, just use that. Amazing.
Wow,
I bet there's
okay.
lots of input lag though. If it's, I assume that it's wireless. I'm not sure if it's wired.
I mean, I
I want
like...
to say that it's wired. Let me go check real quick.
So, I had to talk to Saul first because she gives me like a lunch or something. So I needed to, you know, just take out that extra text out of the way.
Just remap the controller. It's fine.
Yeah, it's wired. Oh my god, it's huge.
I mean, it's a keyboard.
So I never actually fought Woodman or Sharkman B1, so I'm gonna have to fight B1, then B2 for the guaranteed chip, and then B3 twice for B2 and B3 chips.
Look, Lucky, don't ruin my dream, alright?
So I'm gonna use Selectman now because he's gonna start attacking, and whenever he's gonna start attacking, he's gonna do his rapid fire thing where with a bunch of food towers, and every single attack advances RNG a lot, even his jump. So it's a mess, so I'd rather just use a time stop and get the chip. And not have to worry about it. Yes. Oh cool, I got the same frame. Well, I got, you know, the equivalent frame. But basically the same map. There we go, that's all woodman chips. I'm not an anti-original hardware, it's just I'm not from the United States, so what am I supposed to do?
Yeah, up high, man.
Dang, I'm the one left out.
I forgot to do a quick folder edit, but I'll do it now. Of course, using busters is faster to wait for a Lakeman, at least in B1. And my position gets reset here for some reason. I'm not in Europe. I'm in South America, so there you go. Gain original hardware is not something easy. You know, I'd like to get it eventually and submit to AGDQ and stuff like that, but someday, you know, someday. When I'm not a student and I actually can pay rent or something. And plane tickets as well. Actually, it rarely ever happens that I can defeat Sharkman B2 with the Buster.
And yeah, Sharkman sucks, so it's nice to see him just get owned like this.
Yeah. Oof, this frame sucks. I'm gonna try to get B3 first, because getting B3 requires S rank for the 50%. If I get hit once, the rank is gonna be 10, and the manips, half of them are not gonna work. Yeah, Sharkman doesn't get... Fuck! I got hit. Jeez. He's in the front. Let me check what that means. This is a really specific manip. Triple frame front. Okay. Let me get hit by the water tower real quick. Up here. I don't know. Language? Did I say something wrong? I apologize. I got B2, yep. I'm sorry, it's just the trap. Oops. A Lakeman, yeah, a Lakeman auto targets the enemy completely and just demolishes it. Guys, come on. No. Déjame, ahora no puedo, ¿vale? Jeez, I'm sorry. Pause buffering. I really don't want to get hit. I really don't want to get hit because the manip simply gets destroyed. There we go. So now that I'm done with Proman, Sharkman and Woodman, I can edit my folder for like the next 20 minutes. Guys, stop. I have to talk.
Yes, omelette du fromage, my favorite Spanish.
I know, right? So I won't be needing my notes anymore because I just need notes for very specific frames in those 3 fights. Like the one I got. Where's the library? What the hell? What the...
There's one across the block, why are you asking?
4K.
Okay.
So now I'm gonna go through the internet and I'm gonna do a bunch of stuff, but first folder edit, so give me a moment. Oops. Yes. That's a really hard edit, simply because of what the amount of inputs it has. Yeah, it's time for grind for money for some B2s and B3s. Yes. We are gonna actually, I want to open a bunch of the doors in the internet because they require very specific things, so I'd rather just get them out of the way so I can just, when I'm going for base and for Farman, just go as fast as possible using escape chips and stuff. Yes, that's the gimmick of the internet in this game. Like, get 7 fights or less, or get a higher rank than 4 in all fights, so you cannot run away from fights because you won't get a rank, so that doesn't count. Or don't use escape chips, stuff like that. Or there's one really specific area that I hate, like get 10 chips in this one area with a limited amount of encounters. So for me, that I can get any chip I want, I don't want any duplicates or anything. So getting 10 unique chip sucks. Sucks so much. And the area is tiny, so I'm just doing the manips in really similar places, so it gets really confusing really fast. But yeah, now we're bullying Colorman. Okay. I'm used to using Tri-Spear, then moving and using Gunshot, so that's instant. Yeah, the color in the mystery dates are all messed up. Green, blue, well, what's that? No. Some are always the same, some not. I happen to know which ones are what.
It was good that we get to see you bully Colorman, because in network transmission, we're definitely going to be seeing the exact opposite.
I can't wait for that.
I can't wait for Kids Run, man. Oh, wait, no, we see him in Wonder Swan too, but he's kind of easy, so.
Yeah. B3.
Bless you.
Thank you. Yeah, Wackoman, yes, exactly.
We cannot be friends.
And all 3 Stoneman drugs hit. What a surprise. By the way, whenever one of these guys targets you, it advances RNG by 1. When they're really in a pattern, if you stay in front of them and they are gonna target you, I really don't know why they advance RNG whenever they target you. But they do, so I took that into consideration. So that's B2. That's the only ever time I get B2, B3 and then B2. Normally I do the exact opposite, so I get B1, B2 and B3. You know Ratties? Do you know how annoying they usually are? Not anymore. I'd say killing Ratties is more satisfying than killing ghosts or spookies with my nips.
Ratty, please. Exactly. So this is Internet 13. We need 10 unique chips in this area. Yay!
Yeah, best virus in the game right here.
Yeah. And we don't need to pay 3,000 zennys to see him in the game. That's pretty neat.
I don't know about you, but casually I just scummed this thing to see where he was coming out.
Yeah, no, but I know where he's gonna come out already.
Exactly.
The first time I found this encounter, I completely saved a lot. I mean, paused a lot. But if I know where he's gonna come out, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, this fight is completely manip.
Like, this section of the Undernet in general is just really interesting. I like from this point onwards, each of the maps has specific requirements to be able to just pass through them.
Yeah, some are cool, some are really, really annoying. Like this one. I manip.
Yep.
Every single thing in this game is manip. I told you already, guys. Chiptrader, Navi fights, the chips you get, the fights you get, everything. There's another BN game like this. Or BN run, rather. Number those. Lucky! Please!
Oh, he's got you there.
Oh, wow, wow, okay. Russia got me. I manipulate everything in life. I hack life.
Man, I wish I could RNG manipulate myself in a job right now.
Friends, I don't know what that word means by the what word means by the way, so
You mean brother bands, right?
I guess. So pretty sure yes, it's this minute now. I'm just gonna be running around by the way until I get enough chips. I had to run chips that took me like 3 seconds to grab from GMDs, simply because I had to forcefully pick them up from here regardless. So it's just painful. I hate this area. It doesn't seem like the game is running until it never does. I'm just really fast. Gog, by the way. Thank you guys. Basically, see, that's the answer I was looking for. Okay. When I'm manip the lottery. Come on, guys. What's the fun in that? You need to earn it. Okay, thank you for seconds. Can you manip Plugman in OSS? I'm pretty sure Twilight would wish for that, but would like that, but
God, I do.
have you tried like setting the DS at a certain time and trying to manipulate or something? Or
Hey Mark, are you here? That you mind doing that for me? And you probably could manipulate OSS, but again, I don't really know how to do any of that stuff.
But do you guys know how exactly the RNG work or something? Well, I guess
I think Marco looked into it. I could be wrong.
he didn't find anything.
I think he said it works different, but I don't exactly remember because it was really it was a while back.
Okay. It may be worth looking into. Oh, right. This is... yeah? Yeah, okay, this is the area, okay. And now we get to use more Navi chips. They may be slow, but you know, they're just so good. They stop time so the RNG stays the same and no shenanigans happens. So it's just... and they're so powerful, like 150 damage AoE to the entire enemy area, 300 damage that you can manipulate with God. By the way, this is the troll GMD. It can give you 10, 20, 30 or 10,000 zennys. Or a bunch of useless ships. That's my favorite GMD. It's actually the validation GMD. See, I need to use that GMD as a corner, but it also blocks my way. So that's the fight that makes faster. Again, I actually got the chip, okay. Yeah, the chip is really consistent there. By using that. Normally I use try spear. Second try? What are these GMDs? Holy crap. Takes 3 times as long in PV.
Wait, didn't Prof say that the 10k Zenny was moved somewhere else?
The 10k Zenny, I don't know. It's not in area 16, but it's in this area. Like in area 16, I tried opening all the stuff, but I never got the 10,000 drop. So supposedly it's a 1 in 32 chance, but it's never there. I've never found it. So,
Well, damn.
by the way, I need Cloudy 3k for a trade later on. This is not the money I wanted, but it's on the same check, so the step counter is the same. I messed up. There we go. These GMDs are actually quite fast. Damn. Well, at least it's on a marathon run that I'm pretty sure I was falling behind, so... Whoops. I'd be right. First try, why? What? Okay.
Look, just take it, right?
I'd take it alright, but it's just...
I'll take it, but I won't like it.
Yeah, because I want that on PvE, you know, on marathons. Although, I'll take it on marathons as well, so it's less annoying for the viewer. But still. It's set to 1 in 32, but it never picks it up? Oh, so that makes, that's why I never got it, okay. Got by the way. Cannonball A? Why would I do that? Slow. Exactly, Howitzer A. I already manip for Howitzer H, which you actually need to trade. So the door in this area is like get rank 4 or above or something? This GMD is holy crap. Why first try again? Jeez. It's unfair. I got the drop I wanted. I looked at chat for a moment, I thought, well, whatever. That's just compensation. Need to go slower. No, professional. I need enough zennys so I can buy enough levels to fight Pharaohman. And so I have to jack out to go to Higsby's and buy to his unique shop chips, which are a few of them. Yes. So then I go buy armors and levels and stuff, and I fight Bombman and Pharaohman. Why first try again? What? Okay. But yeah, you'll see. It's just going through the internet is just the fastest way of getting zennys. Because in this area there's a BMD with 20,000 zennys. So it's just, well, I guess I'll take it. It also has Hero Sword. So whenever I enter Internet 16 again, it's just to fight base. You have a slick new site? I wanna see it, because I actually use your site quite a bit to check for drops and stuff.
I started to when I was looking for OSS differences.
RNG's really not playing ball right now.
In my opinion, it's frame perfect and there's no good audio queue on BN1. It's just the internet is a mess. Do you hear like any good bit?
Yeah, the content of the GMD is simply determined when you examine it, I believe.
Yeah, it's like whenever I press A after this message appears. So it says examining ... After then I press A and that's when it determines. It's frame perfect, so.
Like, the most you can really do, I believe Prism used to just use the spinning E's on the background graphic to determine when to go for it, but it's not an exact science because, as I said, like, it's a 1 in 60 window, then it's pretty hard to hit.
Yeah, it's... Yeah, I'm looking for 5,000 zennys, which is the most you can get from this area. Technically, you can also get 10,000, but as Prof said, you can't. Because of BN1, BN1. By the way, the only use of guard other than get shoot. Whoops. I hope you liked it. Yeah, I'm going for cash. I need a lot of cash because power-ups cost 20,000 zennys. HP memories cost 12,000 zennys or something. It's ridiculous. Yeah, Buster Bomb is there. I'll use it eventually. Don't worry, guys. I'm gonna use it. Wait patiently. And Gok is really good. This is actually a BMD with Hero Sword. I'm missing a few chips, but don't worry, I'm gonna get them real quick. I'm gonna need to do another undernet visit. And there we go. So I have
I needed 154,000 zennys. I have 155. So, yeah, it's a 20k's BMD Jester. So now I'm gonna trade this guy Wood Aura. This game Wood Aura manip sucks. Because the Aura Viruses move really fast, they advance RNG in a really weird way. It's super annoying, and the only place where you can actually find those Wood Aura is in the Internet 16. They appear with other Aura Viruses. It's not fun to manip, but just trust me when I say it's not. It's really complicated. Finding the Fire Aura manip for World 3 Cup 2 took me forever to find. Yes, they're in Rocket Cup 2, but I cannot manipulate that. Are you crazy? That would require a frame perfect after Mike Man, so I'd had to do Mike Man 1,000 times, hoping I get the right frame for the right thing, and I hope I don't mess up anything. Fuck. I bought the wrong chip. Oh, sorry, language, my bad. I'm not used to running a marathon, so... Well, that cost me like a few minutes. Well, like a minute or so. Heck. That 20k cent is going into the surge. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's a bad habit of mine. Russia, please. I'll change my mind after routing 4 stars manip in BN2. I'm gonna save just in case. So leg sword, fast gauge, get on 1, interrupt, slow gauge, get on 2, and buster sword. You really made this build to the big 4 stars manip? Yes, in BN2. I intend to at least. It's gonna take a long time to route, but it's gonna be worth it.
Just make sure it doesn't take 42 hours.
Don't worry, it has Gator. So worst case scenario, it's gonna take me like 15.
You got this.
When 7 stars, whenever Terra finishes the route. By the way, I completely forgot the manipulation for this area. It was a just one encounter manipulation, but it's really hard to do, and I forgot it requires a lot of wiggles in really specific places. So it's area 1, I'm just gonna go. It has Prism T-Bomb. Yeah, probably. I prefer running EXE, but we'll see. Is this run the 3:30 pace? I don't know. What time are we in? Are we already on the 3-hour mark? Is that? We should, right?
It's getting close, yeah.
Yeah, it's free then. Should be pretty free.
Yeah, you got this.
Wow, I got hit by a fishy.
Even if you go over, I'm still gonna be like underestimate anyway.
Yeah, but now it should be pretty free. And I use this to reset my step counter. Good thing about BN1, I don't think we've said it at all, but after every single fight you get healed. So, that's pretty neat. Oh right, yes. Half turn on a wheel.
Magic Bomb, Pharaoh, Shadow, Lyphora. I'm missing Dynamite too, I'm missing Gaia too, I'm missing Bubble Rob too or something. Couldn't tell you the name. I'm missing Drop Down. God, that chip sucks to get. I'm missing Leaf Shield. I'm missing Muramasa, etc. Just you wait, be patient, I'll get them eventually. No, I got Geddon 1 on the shop. I bought Geddon 1 to slow gauge, fast gauge, interrupt, and Elixir. Elixir you can actually get on a GMD, but I need E-code so I can actually use it. What? Lex Widget. So I can use Elixir and Elecman because they're all E-coded. Oh yes, it does 40 damage in this game, not 50. There we go. So yeah, you can get Elixir from a GMD, but it has a bad code. I don't remember which one. I think it was S code. So it's P46, 8, 10, and 20, right? Yes, I should have. Yeah, I have like 2000 extra. Okay. So that's one of the shopping trips. Elixir S. Yeah. And that's the last we'll be seeing of OSG. Finally. I mean, it's the first BN game. They really didn't have a clear image of how to do the internet, so they came up with that, and it wasn't a good idea. So then they made one of the best internets in BN2, in my opinion. So yeah. So I'm done playing as LAN. I'm just gonna have to jack out and jack in again, but I'm done playing as LAN. So I know everything I have. I have everything I need for now. I still need to buy a few things from but we'll do that real quick. By the way, you're noticing I'm using the same manips for Internet 3 and 9, so I can get no encounters, just go as fast as possible. This, there we go. Actually, I'm gonna do that later. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to jack in and jack out once more than I said. My bad. It's just, I cannot manipulate no encounters to go to the same area again. Like, I could probably wing it, and it may or may not be time neutral. It's just, since there's no good corner or no good anything from that shop bender, I'd just rather jack out and jack in. So it doesn't take much time to go to the same place I was. Oop. Let's see if I remember this one. Yeah, I should be. Escape, yes. Yeah, press was not good in my opinion, but yeah. This is, yes, okay. Internet 10. We go through this area 3 times with 3 different manips. I forgot to do that. So, gok yet again.
Heck yeah, best map.
Oh, there we go. Lock onto. Pretty free. Gonna save just in case I don't want to mess up the positioning for this next time. Set position my... Wow, I got an encounter? What? Okay. Another run for an encounter check, but dude. So now I'm level 69. Yes, I'm about to get one extra level for free, but not right now. I should have 0 zennys. I just got extra stuff because I kind of messed up here and there. See, I knew Bash would like it. Oh wow. Can I still get the chip? Yeah, I didn't think so. Yeah, I used Dash way too early. As I'm pretty sure it takes longer to use in other BN games. I think, I'm not entirely sure. Might have been just me being bad. The game gave me the F. So now, I don't really need anything else. I open this, reset my step counter, HP memory and extra level, we are level 70, we are good to go for Fireman. So that's exactly what we are gonna do. So, I don't need any more chips from this area. I messed up the map. I forgot to do something. So, but there's still a door that requires me that I cannot escape from encounters. This is the gimmick for area 10. You cannot escape. So I just used the fastest possible encounter I could find, which was that one. No, 7 fights max, we already went through it. It was the area with the 10,000 GMDs. 10,000 zennys GMDs. All these are the worst, unless you get it right you want, or you know, you butcher it like that. I was supposed to throw it way earlier. The window for this is pretty generous. See, there we go. Okay. So there's only 2 more fights before we begin the fun. Actually, this fight is really dumb. I'm gonna trick these guys into hitting themselves. So they just run into it. I'm not gonna add Buster Bomb. Buster Bomb is already in my folder, where it should be. Streamers died? No. There we go. Now we swap 2 chips, and time for the fun. Oh, yes. I've been waiting all run for this. There we go. That's Bongman. But it's not stopping there, we still need 2 more chips.
What a good fight.
It is faster than Get Shoot. It is. Believe it or not, double Get Shoot takes a long time. And this is just, it just so happens to be faster. I barely use it because every single minimum explosion advances RNG, so I can only use it in a handful of fights.
Just make sure you don't step on mine free.
Yeah, and I know where the mine is. I think I did that next round with 2 wiggle there. Oh, okay, I got. Wow. Bowman is so bad, he didn't hit me with any of those. There we go. And then we have enough steps to just leave the area. Such a satisfying part of the run. So good. Wow, okay. Interesting. I just rigged up too soon. That rarely ever happens. Was it 2 buster shots or was it 1? Pretty sure it was 2. Get banned for your bad words by Gaia. Oh boy. Yeah, I'm sorry guys. Dynamite 2. Oh yeah, Gog. My bad. And Lakeman being a really solid chip yet again. Because it targets every single enemy and it deals 150 damage. That's one of the best examples. When's the Gog came out? Sadly I don't run BN1 anymore. I'm really focused on BN2. So, by the way, another super fun fight yet again. Still faster than Manhattan for double cut ship. Simply because the folder edit is so much faster. Faster for master. Time for another folder edit. There we go. Farm is such a cool boss tag in BN1. It's also in BN2. So there's that. By the way guys, haven't you seen the anime? Fireman is such a big deal. So powerful.
So powerful he gets beaten by Life Sword.
No, there's Fireman and Fireman SP, or whatever you wanna call it. Oh, my pin that fight is so inconsistent. Simply because of... I don't know why, but I do the same thing every single time, but Fireman keeps giving me different RNG. I don't know why. You'll see once he's gonna put the button for the
thing every single time on the same spot, and I'm gonna buffer my movement into it. See, it's the input there. And sometimes it's gonna give me something else. So I don't really know where my manips for Faraman B2 went, but Faraman B2, B3 and Anubis should be really consistent. It's just B2 is gonna be a bit of a problem. So Baron attack is good stuff. I mean, no, it sucks. I don't know what happened to my manip for this, really. I've been having a lot of trouble lately with this, but I didn't look much into it, so that's my bad. Supposedly firing the... That should, no, it should give me the chip. But the sarcophagus and stuff, or the thing, the bearings explodes and advances RNG, and his attacks advance RNG. It's, I don't know, it's weird. So we're gonna be stuck here for a bit while I try to get B3, I mean B2. But as soon as I do, it will be all fast. The streamer knows my pain. Oh my god, that's... I thought for a moment that was almost a reference to my channel, but hey. Will this get me? I don't know at this point, to be honest. There we go, that's the chip. We can move forward now. The next two fights are gonna be consistent, really consistent, so it won't be a problem whatsoever. There we go. Is there anything completely RNG this round? Not really. It's just frame perfect button presses on GMDs and chiptrader. Those almost counters RNG, but not really. Then there's chip parodying, which you can get one of two draws, which is a few seconds slower or faster, but it's not really RNG. And this manip is just me being bad. Because I used to have a really consistent setup for a 1v2. I don't know what happened to it, really.
Yeah, like nothing is truly random in the sense of the same actions will always produce the same result. It's just that executing that consistently is sometimes not really possible.
There we go. And I'll get B3, no problem.
You got this, man.
Closing in on that end.
There we go. Now I pick up Night Sword, and now I'm missing a handful of chips. I'm pretty sure I'm missing 9, and I'm missing 9, not counting Dream Aura. I mean Love Aura. It's Dream Aura in Japanese, by the way. So it should be the 3 Shadowmans and Muramasa, that's 4. 3 Magic Mans, 7. Then the 2 chips which are Lift Shield and Drop Down, that's 9. And then, yeah, Dream Aura, Life Aura, yes. I'm missing 10 chips.
which are those. Cool. We are good. I didn't miss anything, which is easier than you think, you know. Yeah, Farman is sort of canon in the anime. I know he's a bunch of post-game, but he's there. He's sort of a threat sometimes, not really. His boss fight is really cool. Oh yes, it's this manip. This manip sucks. It requires 3 wiggles in like 2 seconds. Oh right. Oh yeah. Okay. I was doing half of the manip right, then I butchered the easy half of the manip. Oh yeah, Farman is canon in Wonderswan. Fucking went through the effort of putting Farman in Wonderswan, so there you go. Escape. And the only encounter in this area. And a wiggle, no encounters, there we go. Oh yes, let's go bully Mike Man. You know how Mike Man is the final boss and the hardest thing, blah blah blah. Yeah, not anymore. There we go. Mike Man is a hard boss. And I'll say this is the last hardest edit. There's a few more, but they're pretty easy compared to this one. I just took out Gog from the folder. I'm sorry guys. I don't need him anymore. Leg sword and bomb 1v3. Oh yes, this manip sucks, but there's nothing else I can do. Mini bomb is actually good. It's Buster Bomb that is good. So Gutsman advances RNG a ton, so I'm gonna get a really good virus thing that he's gonna summon. So I'm gonna not gonna have any problem. The thing is, the developers expected you to get hit a lot during Mega Man 5. So getting hit barely reduces the rank, so you need to wait a lot of time just to get the B2. So I'm gonna wait for 5 attacks of this guy. This is the 3rd one. Then the 4th one. 5th one, and the flame getting hit by it advances RNG. So that's, I had to wait so long just to get B2. It was ridiculous when routing this. If you don't go over the 30-second mark, you cannot get B2, you get B3 immediately. For some reason. The developers knew how the cloudiest, you can get cloudiest and Aqua Aura and completely destroy your life. It's just no fun. So this is the validation. I got 10 zennys. Rip. I needed to use that corner, but I needed to run up, and that GMD was bothering me. So I have to pick it up. And you can get either 10, 20, 30 or 10,000 zennys, as well as a bunch of useless chips. So it's getting close to the end of the run. We just need to bully Mike Man once more.
And it's the last time we're gonna use Buzzer Bomb, but it's the best time we're gonna use Buzzer Bomb. Because it's my Eggman B3. There we go. And that's, I got hit a lot, but it's still rank-cast. So there you go, that's possible, that's my Eggman. We need 2 more chips and the Shadowman chips. This is not the encounter what I was supposed to get. I was supposed to get another encounter with just 1 virus on escape. You know, same thing, I'll take it. It's an amusing strat, I know, I love it, it's so entertaining. It's like a party trick, sort of, but it takes like 2 hours to get there, so. So this soul fight is the reason I picked up Electrode in the first place. The game drop down is so hard. Like, doesn't have a manip, I require like 2 Sharkman chips, and so I'm not gonna get the chip. Yep. I was too slow, so the guy from the drop down used his attack, and a wood tower hit me at the end, and it advanced the energy. Oops. So you need like rank 10 or S for drop down. You can get technically with rank 9, but it's so hard. Getting this chip is the worst casually. So manip is cool and all. There we go, rank 10 drop down. Now lift shield is easy peasy. By the way, bash, my bad. Thinking about base already. 169 chips. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. That should be lift shield. Lucky is some sort of curse we have to live with. You just have to accept he's gonna be in your chat and you won't get rid of him. There's the ban hammer, but it doesn't do much to him, so you just have to live with it. Bombman is like a fire chip, so this fight is really cool. It has a really interesting manip. So it's the B1, it has less health, so I just used a combination of really interesting chips I have around, which it may be a bit slow, but it's saving me like an extra folder edit. And since I'm not using 2 PAs, it's not that slow compared to others. Yeah, Shadowman is in this game. You need like, what, 160 chips or something? But you don't need low sensei for him. 2, 3, 4. See, many people don't know the post-game in BN1 because the post-game in BN1 isn't great. But you know, it still has some cool stuff here and there. So I need all to do one edit here real quick. There we go. Oh yeah, my bad, this one. 1, 2, 2 wiggles.
Then good old double gut shoot. Wasn't it faster to fight? No, just quick advances RNG, and I lose track of his positioning, so I cannot guarantee hitting him with the chips, and it's just a mess. I'd rather not go through. I don't want to show people how bad I am without using my nips.
We are like right at the end of this run now. It's just, I believe, Shadowman, V2, V3, and then just Life Aura.
Muramasa first?
Ah, yeah, no, that's
Yes.
good point.
But yeah, after that it's almost... By the way, for time, whenever I finish a fight, you see it's this thing. When I press A, it's gonna take a bit to fill all the squares. Once all the squares of the chip and stuff fills, it's when showing life aura fills, it's when time stops. Game B3 is really easy, by the way. Just do nothing. No buster shots, no fancy things. Just good old stay put and wait for the next good shoot. And the shuriken is still there in the middle. I like it. That's B3. 1, 2. Wiggle. There we go. We're gonna do the manip for Muramasa. For Muramasa, you actually need like a really high rank, as high as B3. How many tips are left to Muramasa and Life Aura, as we said already? 3, 4, 5. Don't get hit by the shurikens. 1, 2 buses. I don't know, I've never used Life Aura, so don't ask me. Besides, it's the last chip you get. It's like you never get to use it, so there's at that point you're done with the game. You got everything. So
what chips are you missing right now?
Life Aura.
Alright. Sorry, I'm setting up right now, so I couldn't watch.
Okay, so gonna do the base fight. 3, 4, 5. Time to drop the base. Exactly. So this is base. Supposedly hard boss, but you know, for me it's really easy because I know everything it's gonna do in this frame at least. One, 2, 3, pop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's almost base. I just need to mache and not miss. So time is coming up.
1 second, I'm going to use the bathroom real quick.
Yeah, he's dying. Time. There we go. That's 3 more AP. So
Nice.
what's the time, by the way?
Looks like it's 3:28:27, or maybe a couple seconds off.
It was like a
Right.
26-27, yeah.
Right underestimate. There we go.
Yeah, man, you nailed that.
Underestimate, yeah, that's it. Congrats, dude.
Thank you.
Yeah, seriously, man.
Thank you very much for doing this run as well. That was really entertaining.
No problem. It's something I routed and not many got the chance to see. So you know, it's nice to show it off in a marathon. The world record is out there with a 3:07. If anyone wants to watch that, it's the same thing but actually faster and knowing what I'm doing. Actually, I can actually manip this other base fight, but there's no reason to. I just kind of found it. But yeah, that's it. So what's coming up next? I believe it's Twilight with OSS and Clockman Scenario.
That is correct.
Okay then.
So I think we're gonna get set up with that here soon. Anything else you want to say before we sign off and switch to a transition here?
Nope, that's it. If you want more BN1, the OSS scene you never got to see, Twala is about to show it off with the English patch, so don't miss that. And see you guys.